Hi everyone, my name is Marta and welcome to Imperfect Life Balance. On my channel you can expect videos related to work-life balance, things like time management, productivity, efficiency and effectiveness, so we can find more time to do the things that we actually want to do. In today's video we're going to talk about time wasters, or specifically 10 different things that we do in 2019 that are wasting our time. So let's jump right in. The first area where I think we tend to waste a lot of time is having disorganized files. So in this day and age, a lot of our files, a lot of documents are stored electronically. And if you don't have a good system where to put them in different folders and how to name those documents that they make sense, you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to find a document when you actually need one. And this is the area where I am still working on. I know for me, there have been times in the past where, specifically at work, somebody is asking me for a specific document, or we're working on a project and I remember, you know what, there was a document 2 years ago that would be really, really helpful and I know I have it. Now, where is it? That's a different story. So I would spend some time looking for that document and it would sometimes take me an hour to find it because I either didn't take my time to put it in the right folder, or I put it in the right folder, but I didn't take my time to actually name it properly. So having a system in place to organize your folders, organize your files, so you don't waste your time is definitely something that is worth your time investment. The second way where I feel we waste a lot of our time is the obvious one, our phones. Technology is great and phones can save us a lot of time if we use them properly. However, I think we all were at the point where we say, you know what, I have a few minutes, let me look at Facebook, let's say. And 5 minutes becomes 30 minutes before you know it. So if we are not intentional with how we use our phone, we're gonna end up wasting a lot of time. And I am not saying not to use the phone for entertainment or anything like that, but just be careful how you do it. So if you intend to say, well, I have 10 minutes, I'm gonna go on Facebook, then set an alarm clock on your phone and after those 10 minutes, put that phone away. The third way how we waste our time is when we compare ourselves to others. The times we live in, where everything is on social media, it is so easy to fall into a trap of comparing our lives, our careers, our lifestyle to those of other people. Maybe it is the house that you see that somebody else has, and you're thinking, well, my house doesn't look like that. I cannot afford it. Or maybe you're comparing your career to somebody else's. Maybe you're comparing where you are with your side business. For example, maybe you have started a blog and you keep comparing yourself to all the other bloggers that you see on social media. You really have to take a step back and think about it. And there is a great phrase that I heard a few times before that really resonated with me. We cannot compare our beginning to somebody else's middle. If you just started a side business and you're comparing yourself to the business owners who have been doing this for years, it's not a fair comparison. It took them years to get to the point where they are at. So the comparison game is not really helping you in any way, shape, or form. All it does is waste your time. So really concentrate on what you are doing, on your goals and how you want to get there, and forget about everybody else because they are not your concern. Your concern is what you are doing and how you can improve yourself and your business, your career, your lifestyle, whatever you are working on. The fourth way how we are wasting our time is by having all those dreams and all those desires, but not having a plan of how we're gonna realize them. So we keep on daydreaming, or we keep saying, well, it would be nice to have a YouTube channel, or it would be nice to go on a cruise for vacation. And you keep on having those dreams, those desires, but there is no plan in place to help you get there. So you are really wasting your time. So what I'm suggesting, instead of just having those dreams in your head, put them on a paper and kind of brainstorm what you can do to get there, what needs to happen for you to realize that dream, to accomplish that goal. And get to work. You're in charge. You can definitely do it, but stop wasting your time just daydreaming about something without having a plan to back it up. The fifth way I believe we are wasting our time in 2019 is multitasking. And I have talked about it in one of my previous videos, and I'm gonna link it over here. But we live at times where it's so easy to try to multitask, especially with electronics, especially with social media. It is just so easy to try to do two things at once. And I have learned over the years that multitasking is a huge time waster because it takes me twice as long to complete two tasks if I try to do them at the same time. And because we live at times where it is easy to fall into that trap of multitasking. Maybe you are attending a virtual meeting and it is tempting for you to answer some emails at the same time. You're thinking, well, maybe I'll just listen to what they're saying at the same time, take care of some emails. It is so easy to do it, but you're not gonna get anything out of that conference. I promise you're not gonna listen to what they have to say. The only exception is when they call your name, and then you're most likely gonna be in trouble. So don't multitask because it is not gonna save you any time. One task at a time is the way to go. Number 6 is not asking questions to clarify things before we start working. So it is mostly applicable to a work scenario when maybe your supervisor or your customer is asking you for a report or for a presentation, and you jump right into it and you spend time working on it only to realize that this is not what they were asking for. Now, why do we not ask questions? I think the two most common reasons are either we just assume based on our experience that this is what they are asking for, or we think that by asking a question, it makes us look incompetent. So I have learned over the years that I do not like to waste my time guessing what somebody wants me to do. If I am not sure, I always ask. I feel that if I'm gonna give my customer something that is not what they were asking for, that is what's gonna make me look incompetent versus if I ask that question before I even start working on it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. It's gonna save you a lot of time if you fully understand what you are supposed to be doing. Number 7 is not having routines. So those would be routines for things that we do on a daily basis or maybe on a weekly basis. Things like a morning routine or an evening routine. We live in a society where we have so many things we have to remember, especially as working moms. We have our careers, we have home responsibilities, we have kids that maybe are in school already, maybe they're playing sports. And there are so many things you have to remember, like in the mornings. You need to pack lunches, you need to make sure that the kids are dressed, you need to make sure that proper schoolwork is in their backpacks, that they have a proper equipment if they are playing sports after school. It's just so many things that we have to remember that if you don't have a routine that's gonna help you be more efficient with it, then you are honestly wasting a lot of time every single morning because you have to constantly think about, well, did I remember this? Did I remember that? Versus if you have a routine, it kind of comes naturally for you. And I'm gonna link some blog posts I did on my morning and evening routine if you wanna check those out. Another way that we waste a lot of time is by not creating different templates and checklists for ourselves. So while routines are great for things we do on a daily basis, templates and different checklists are great for things that we do less often. So think about things like maybe you are hosting dinners every other month for your family, and you create a to-do list before every single event. Wouldn't it be easier and wouldn't it take you much less time if you would have a checklist ready? And you can adjust it a little bit from event to event. You already done it before, so why go back and reinvent the wheel every single time when you can just have it ready and have it handy? Same thing with work and templates that you can create. Maybe you deal with customers at your job, and maybe you keep on answering similar questions. Maybe you are reaching out to potential customers on a regular basis, explaining what service you can provide for them. All those things are going to be much easier for you. You're going to be much more efficient and save a lot of time if you create templates for yourself. So maybe a template of an email that you send to potential customers. And you can use that template as a baseline and then customize it depending on who you are sending it to. But if you don't invest some time into creating those checklists and templates, you're gonna waste a lot of time every single time a similar situation comes up. Number 9 time waster that I see all the time is that we tend to do things twice because we didn't do it right the first time. And it is mostly caused by trying to do things quicker. For example, I know in my previous position, I used to prepare this presentation for my customer every single month. And to prepare the presentation, I had to pull some reports. So I used Excel spreadsheets. And every month I would just kind of go over the spreadsheet to make sure that the data is correct in there. And one month, because I was in a time crunch, there were some other priorities I was dealing with, I didn't take the time to go over the spreadsheet. And guess what? I was preparing my presentation, I was on the last slide, and I was just kind of going over some tables that I had there. And I realized that something was off. And what was off is that the spreadsheet was completely wrong. It had a data for the wrong month. So I have wasted so much time because I had to go back from the beginning and do it again the right way. So with this one, it's basically not taking shortcuts. Do it the right way the first time and don't risk having to do it the second time. And the last time waster in 2019 that I believe a lot of people are experiencing is doing things we don't enjoy. There is a lot of pressure on social media and from our friends and family to do things because that's what they want, that's what society thinks is the right thing to do. But if you truly are doing something that you don't enjoy, then don't waste your time. Spend it on things that you actually like to do and not on things that somebody else would like you to do. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure you give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you and see you next time.